Welcome to Pod Watcher, the official podcast of Watcher Entertainment. I'm Brian Bergara.
I'm Shane Madej.
And this is a show where we chat about whatever's on our minds every week. And lately we've been answering your guys' questions via email or the phone. However, since we're on the road right now, we're mobile. We're just going to be chilling today.
We're answering questions on the road at Ghost Files Live.
That's correct. Right now we are on the road, on tour.
Bringing answers to the people.
Correct. We're on the Ghost Files Live tour. We're actually en route to Santa Fe. We're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, going to Santa Fe to our Santa Fe Ghost Files Live show.
That's right.
And then tomorrow we have Phoenix. So you guys are catching us in the heat of the tour. We got Matt Real over here driving the car. We're actually parked right now.
Matt is the wheelman.
We're parked at our hotel.
We're departing Albuquerque.
Yes, that's right.
Heading toward beautiful Santa Fe, which we realized we've never been to.
No, I had thought we had been to Santa Fe because we did a BuzzFeed Unsolved episode.
Whoa.
Oh, you're going to hear car sounds in this one.
Matt.
You know what's crazy is that you guys are going to be driving in your car, and we're going to be recording this in our car.
That's right.
We're going to have
You're going to be like, what's going on?
Some fucking Inception shit going on here. We thought we had been, or at least I thought we had been to Santa Fe before because we did a La Llorona BuzzFeed Unsolved episode where we went to Las Cruces in New Mexico to look for her because that's where she's said to be, or at least one of the places she's said to be where the tale may have originated. And Shane corrected me. He realized we had never been to Santa Fe. We had just been to...
Think again, bitch.
It's exactly what he said, and then I cried. No, he actually pulled out the receipts. He's like, I didn't take a photo there, and I take photos, and he looked at his photo map.
I do this a lot, and on my iPhone, you look up your albums, and you can go to the map section.
Yeah. You're a big tech guy.
Look, I love tech. I love gear.
Geek
I love kit. And yeah, we did not have any photos in Santa Fe. We had photos from the La Llorona trip in, what is that down there?
Las Cruces?
Las Cruces, but what's the airport down there? El Paso?
Oh, El Paso, I think
That's
we flew
right.
into.
Anyways,
long story short, we had not been to Santa Fe.
But we've flown into Albuquerque before when we treasure hunted. That's the other thing that I learned.
Oh, that's right. That was one of my the locations for my solves.
we were doing for one of your many solves.
One of my many solves is what people call it in the treasure hunting community. When you have an idea of where you think the treasure might be, you call it your solve.
Just now, when we picked up this rental car at the airport, we got to the little Enterprise kiosk.
Yeah.
And a woman working there was like, "Oh my God, I recognize you guys."
Yeah.
And I was just trying to be chatty, and I was like, "We've actually been here before when we treasure hunted." And she was like, "Oh, okay." She gave me the old J.D. Vance treatment.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, maybe she was reacting to the fact that it's been found or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Of course not by us.
No.
Well, we can't even do that bit anymore.
No.
Because the guy actually revealed who he was, didn't he?
It was some guy from BuzzFeed, I think.
That's right. Crazy.
But beautiful Albuquerque. Okay, we're hitting the highway now. Oh, and Matt is really giving this Chrysler all she's got.
We're in a minivan right now.
And
the brake pads aren't great on this. So if this is our last recording, that'll be a fun way to send it off. Someone will find this footage. It'll be a classic found footage horror film.
The beautiful tableau of downtown Albuquerque, ABQ, as they say.
This is where they shot Breaking Bad. I could see why. The landscape lends itself to it. Isn't there the Los Pollos Hermanos around here somewhere?
Is that a real place?
No, I think they have like erected somewhere here.
Oh.
That's what I've heard. I didn't actually look that up.
We just got in from Salt Lake City.
Wait, are we on Route 66?
I don't think that comes down through here, no.
It said historic Route 66.
Oh, then maybe.
Oh, get your kicks on Route 66. Mari and I actually went out of our way to go on Route 66. It was pretty stupid.
I've driven roughly the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm sure back in the day it had its day in the sun, but nowadays, not that great. You know what this actually kind of feels like, Shane?
What?
This kind of feels like we are the guides on a tour bus. Because we have two microphones that a tour guide would have, and we're in a car. This would be the worst tour of all time, because we know nothing about this city.
That's true.
Also, that's not what the podcast is. What is the show? How are the shows going?
That's a good question, Matt.
Matt just asked how are the shows
Well,
going.
I was going to talk about Salt Lake a little bit because we just got in from there.
That's right.
By the way, you talking about Pollos Hermanos made me wonder, did you hear the woman when we got into Salt Lake yesterday? She was talking about Post Malone's Raisin Cane's.
What? He has his own brand?
No, Raisin Cane's, the chicken finger restaurant.
Yeah, so he has like an item there or something?
No, he has a franchise.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
We got into Salt Lake yesterday, and we got in the car, and the woman who was driving us to our hotel for like 20 minutes, she just did this wonderful monologue.
Oh, yeah, I remember
sort
that.
of welcoming us to the city and telling us all these wonderful stats about it.
I was doing some tour logistics.
Yeah, you were.
Zoned in.
Never been to Salt Lake before. It was very cool. And I realized when we were there, I only realized it this morning, is that Elevation, one of the...
Well, that's
I got scared by a truck.
That's
that
a
went by.
big-ass pickup truck. The thing
It sounded like it was going to sneak into our
fucking
trunk.
Decepticon.
Yeah. One of the biggest side effects of Elevation is insomnia, inability to sleep.
That makes sense.
And yesterday, we finished our second show of the tour, had a great time. I got to the hotel, I was like, man, I'm exhausted. I'm finally going to catch up on some sleep, because I also lost sleep flying to our first destination because my flight was delayed by like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So I've just been chasing them Z's.
Yeah.
And
yesterday they've been outrunning your lanky
didn't
ass too.
sleep at all.
Yeah.
I felt like I was going crazy.
But
How you been sleeping on this tour, brother?
Not well.
No?
But I never sleep well.
Yeah, because you're like the Joker up there.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Also, after shows, I tend to be just like, very energized, because it's fun doing these shows, and it's kind of hard to turn your brain off after. So it kind of falls into this cycle where you do the show, and then you got to wake up the next morning and get on the flight early. But luckily, this tour, we actually are driving in between some of the stops. We actually flew in today, so that's not one of...
We haven't driven yet. We're driving today from Albuquerque to Santa Fe, but that's just because we're staying in Albuquerque.
That's because the hotels were cheaper in Albuquerque.
Yeah, that's right. Whoa, look at those mountains. Holy fuck.
Those look pretty
They're
good.
tremendous. Which ones do you think those are?
I could see why I thought the gold was hidden in them hills.
Yeah.
The Forest Fen treasure.
Do you remember when we did that treasure hunting episode, the little town we stayed in?
Oh, yeah, that town was awesome.
It was like a little ski resort town.
Yeah.
But obviously it was like the summertime. And I remember our hotel opened up to a little creek.
I remember
and
that.
I just sat down. I sat down on the creek, and I was just watching beautiful deers come.
Yeah.
Beautiful deer come and lick the creek.
There was also
So they did.
a little wine bar there too. Remember that?
You
remember?
Was there a
remember
wine
that?
bar? Did I go to the wine bar?
Yeah, you did. You did. There was like a little area where
We went to a brewery.
Yeah, and
I didn't go with you guys to the wine bar though.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It was one of those classic I'm going to bed,
That's fair.
have fun children situations.
But I'm actually considering going to Meow Wolf today.
I mean, if you got time, I was thinking in Santa Fe I might try and find a hat, because when we got into the Albuquerque airport, I saw some really impressive hats on people's heads.
And also, this is a rare opportunity for us because we don't really have a lot of time to see these cities when we are on tour for Ghost Files Live. We really are just kind of ushered straight to the venue.
I didn't see none of Salt Lake.
We didn't. We barely saw Salt Lake. Didn't see any of that salty lake. Apparently, the saltiest lake in the world.
The woman said, the driver said it was very dry right now.
Makes sense. It's very hot.
It's very hot.
But anyways, I'm thinking of checking out Meow Wolf. That'll be kind of cool.
Now, Ryan, tell for the uninitiated, tell them what Meow Wolf is.
I actually don't really know. I know it's like an immersive art exhibit, and
did you not do the one in Vegas?
No, it's very. It's supposed to be very well themed. I've always been curious about it, but this is the first one. The first one was made in Santa Fe.
That's right.
And I found out it's a 13-minute drive from the venue. So I was thinking maybe after some sound check, I could go over there and hit it up for an hour or two.
That'd be nice.
I'm thinking about it. We'll see what time we get there.
We went to the one in Vegas after the end of the last Ghost Files live tour.
That's right. Yes.
Because everyone was in Vegas, and they have one there. And
What'd
we
you
went
think
to
of
it. It was really cool. It's their Omega Mart. It's themed like a sort of interdimensional grocery store. Now, our friend who we used to work with at BuzzFeed, Dimitri Simakis, who a wonderful guy. Great
beard and mustache. Maybe not like
mostly mustache.
That's him and Matt. Mostly
mustache. Yeah. He created something for Meow Wolf. I don't know if it's Santa Fe or it might be one in Colorado somewhere.
Yeah.
But neat to see. So it's a pretty goofy place. I don't know what the theme of the Santa Fe one is. The one in Las Vegas, you walk in and you're in like a supermarket, and then you have to like walk through a freezer, and then things get crazy. But you got to walk around and solve a mystery.
Huh.
You should have seen Adam Bianchi in that place.
Like a kid in a candy store?
He was really committed to figuring out the mystery of Meow Wolf.
I do love lore, so maybe there's something like that in Santa Fe. I'm going to have to make my way over there, I think. Hey, listeners, do you like spooky stories?
I bet they do.
Well, then we have a podcast reco for you.
Oh, I'm excited to tell them all about this.
Me too. I suggest that you give a listen to the Magnus Archives, a multi-award winning horror podcast boasting Audioverse Awards, a British Fantasy Award, and a Webby honoree.
Oh, absolutely. It's a weekly horror fiction anthology podcast examining what lurks in the archives of the Magnus Institute, an organization dedicated to researching the esoteric and the weird.
That's right. Join new head archivist Jonathan Sims as he attempts to bring a seemingly neglected collection of supernatural statements up to date, converting them to audio and supplementing them with follow-up work from his small but dedicated team.
It's a wonderfully terrifying horror anthology that explores your deepest fears and builds into an epic plot.
And it's an exciting time to start listening, because after the conclusion of an epic 200-episode metaplot, the Magnus Archives has now returned with a hit sequel, The Magnus Protocol. So if you're looking for more scary stories,
and I know that you are,
then search for the Magnus Archives wherever you listen to your podcasts, or visit rustyquill.com for more information.
Are we stopping for food on this trip?
I think we are going to stop for food at some point. We don't really ever know when we're going to get the meals, but when we get them, they're delicious.
I've had 3 salads so far on this trip and 1 bowl of oatmeal. So I think that's better than I generally do.
And you also, we had some Mexican food from the Red Iguana in Salt Lake City 10 minutes before the show.
It got
and I burped into a microphone.
You burped live on stage.
Into a microphone. I wasn't able to stop myself. I got maybe...
You didn't even seem conscious of it. It just seemed like it happened, and then you immediately apologized.
Well, I thought foolishly that I could power through the burp. And I could not. It overpowered me.
Yeah.
It took my vocal cords and said, "Step aside. It's my time to shine." And I burped right into the microphone.
And
I was horrified. And the people of Salt Lake were very gracious.
Doing these live shows is very tricky because, we've only been doing this for a couple of years, really.
Yeah.
With this kind of frequency.
Yeah.
It's always a marvel that you can to keep it locked down in a bodily function kind of way.
Okay.
Because we're on stage for what, hour and a half? How long are we out
We're
there?
about there hour and a half, and then we have the episode that's usually an hour and change. So, in all,
right. And only once have I had to excuse myself to pee.
Yeah, you did do that.
That was in Texas last year.
In Houston. In the middle of the show.
I tried to really dump out my liquids, before
That's an interesting way to put it, but
before the show. But, I mean, when it gets bad...
He just said, "I'm so sorry. I have to use the bathroom," and then just ran off the stage. And I was just like, all right, Shane's in the bathroom.
That was the worst possible venue for it to happen because the bathroom was a huge venue. It was so far away from the stage.
It was very far away.
I had to really run.
You left me and poor Meredith out there stranded.
Has that ever happened to you on stage? Have you been close to like, ooh, I gotta pee?
No, because I'm a professional and I'm good at my dumping.
Well, we'll see it happens. I'm sure it'll happen someday.
I don't think it will.
Okay.
Mark my words.
Okay.
I'll never leave you stranded. I'll piss my pants before that happens.
That's what I worry about.
I'm going to sit there on stage and I'm going to answer every question regardless of
Especially
whatever's going on from a bodily fluid.
When we were
standpoint.
shoveling down the red iguana yesterday before the show,
Yeah.
I was like, well, this is a little spicy.
Oh,
I've had bad reactions to spice in the past.
Oh
You know?
man, I don't know if it was with you, but whatever I got, the chicken fajitas, there was some sort of like pepper or something in there that was pretty spicy and was making my nose run.
Oh, really?
And my nose was like running because we ate this like 10 minutes before we walked out on stage, and I was like wiping my nose, and I'm like, oh my God, these people are going to think I just did a bunch of drugs or something backstage.
Yeah.
Just had a bunch of chicken fajitas. And it was really giving me trouble, but we powered through. It was a fun show though. Thank you to everybody who came out to Salt Lake and to Denver and tonight to Santa Fe and tomorrow in Phoenix. This is the first little mini leg of the tour, and then we're kicking off for the second leg after this week, doing the long stretch. It's fun doing these shows.
It's been a hoot. It's been a hoot.
It's fun seeing all you guys out there. So thank you to everyone who's coming out and supporting the show. It's fun to see you in person. And we got some fun stuff planned for you this tour, too. I'm having fun with the new things that we're doing this tour.
Can you spoil them?
I don't know if I want to spoil them, but we did spice up the show. We try and improve the show as much as we can every tour. I mean, this is, like Shane said, this is only the third tour.
And does the first one really even count? What was that, four dates?
It was like 4 or 6 cities. I thought
Was it
that was
6?
I think it was. I'm not sure. It was fun.
It was fun.
We truly do love doing live events. There's just something about it. I think the immediacy of seeing the feedback and feeling like we're all kind of like in this kind of communal setting. There's something that when you're creating content, it could kind of feel like not like you're in a vacuum, but just like kind of detached from everything. So to like actually be able to see the folks that we're making all the content for, which is you guys, I don't know, I really enjoy it. And it's as Shane takes a video,
Just taking a video of the mountain.
of the mountain.
It's really stunning.
This is
Whoa.
Matt just asked, are you wearing a seatbelt? I'm wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah, I'm wearing a seatbelt.
Why, are you about to go off-roading?
We're heading for that mountain, brother.
Hey, you may want to put your seatbelts on, boys. I got a shortcut. But yeah, no, we truly do love doing it.
It's a lot of fun. Also fun to meet people at venues. The theater staff.
Oh yeah, the theater staff. It's always
a lot
full
of
of like
nice
very
folks.
colorful characters too. That kind of like paint the city too. Like
They do.
There's something going on with like one of our mics right now.
Yeah?
Oh, I think it was your phone. It was 'cause you had
Sorry.
your
I
phone.
set it on. I was taking pictures there. I'm moving it.
This seatbelt's like cutting into my neck, so I'm gonna do one of these. Put it under my armpit.
I can't. That is illegal. That'll kill you.
Oh God, but it's slicing.
It'll fucking kill you,
It's
man.
slicing into my neck. It's gonna kill me one way or another.
Why is it slicing into your neck?
I don't know. It's just really going for my neck.
Scoot over a little.
Oh yeah, maybe that's. That doesn't. Maybe the seatbelt is just wonky. Look,
You get that thing where you get in a lift and the seatbelt's like all twisted up and you're like, how do I fix?
well, we're in a pretty old
how do I
rental
fix-
car right now, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this thing.
This is new?
This is a new car.
What kind of car is this? A Chrysler Pacifica. We got into this car and Matt was like, oh, it's a fucking Chrysler.
Yeah, he has.
Jesus fucking Chrysler, he said. I don't know that I have any beefs with Chrysler.
No, I don't have any beef with Chrysler.
I guess Matt's the only one who doesn't like Chrysler. Chrysler, if you're listening,
Matt has been scorned by certain brands, and he really rides hard on those criticisms. So I think something must have happened with Chrysler and Matt's past that's dark, and maybe we shouldn't get.
Dodge Caliber?
I owned a Dodge Caliber.
What does that have to do with Chrysler?
Yeah, what does that have to do with Chrysler?
What?
It's a Dodge Chrysler. It's all a thing.
It's all the same?
Oh, interesting.
My car friends always talk about this, where they'll be like, well, this car is actually the same one. Like, this Toyota is the same as the Dodge. You heard about this? You seen this?
I haven't.
I have friends who know a lot about cars. It's not like you, how you're like a sports guy.
I know nothing about cars. I know that I like them to get me from A to B. That's pretty much it.
That's right.
But in terms of like sports and stuff, I know a lot about that.
Yeah, you do.
I do know. I know on like an inhuman
Thanks
amount.
for clarifying.
It's like a bank full of info that's useless.
Well, we're looking at some great sandy desert hills right now. Oh, just some spots. You can see why this would be such a beautiful, beautiful location for shooting Breaking Bad, and even Better Call Saul, the superior show.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool actually to know that that's where this was filmed, because one of my favorite shows of all time.
You imagine Cranston living out here, stopping by the local,
Going to Malwolf
cafe in the morning. It's me, Bryan Cranston.
That's a horrible.
Give me a coffee.
Is that like your Bryan Cranston normal impression, or was that Bryan Cranston Heisenberg?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's me, Bryan Cranston.
that makes a little more sense that you were aiming
Yo,
for
bitch.
nothing.
Give me a coffee, bitch.
That actually isn't that bad.
Hey. It's Aaron Paul.
Oh, you know what? Since we're in a car, I could finally tell that Cybertruck story that's been enraging.
Oh,
for
yeah.
weeks.
Lay it down.
I've been waiting to tell this on the podcast, but since we've been shooting and starting the tour and everything, we
I thought this was an LA thing. I was like, oh, these fucking LA shitheads are buying Cybertrucks. But then when I visited home in Illinois, started to see some out there too.
look. I don't know if this is all Cybertruck drivers. I'm just gonna say this was my experience with one of them. I went to this parking lot in LA. Sometimes parking lots are pretty packed. It's like a Costco parking lot in almost every parking lot, or a Trader Joe's one, whichever busy parking lot you want to think of. I was waiting for a spot for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Waiting my time, putting the blinker on, signaling my intent that I'm going into this spot.
You got it.
There was a guy in a pickup truck pulling out of this spot full of like what looked like pool gear, like ladders and buckets and things like that. So he had a hard time backing out. He had to have someone come out and help him back out of this spot. So it was an ordeal, but I knew I needed the spot, so I waited. I sat there and I waited. Finally, guy pulls out. We give each other the head nod.
Sure. That's you got to
enjoy my spot, and I give the head nod back that says I will enjoy that spot. And I'm about to make my move in, I'm not trying to swoop in because I don't think there's anything in danger.
By the way, I got to ask, do you ever do the thing where you're walking to your car and you see someone sort of driving up and you give them the little signal?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hey,
I'm like, hey,
I'm getting out of this one.
Right here.
It's one of the greatest feelings as a human being to do a solid for someone like that.
Also, like, people will usually follow you as you're walking to your car and be like,
and they're like, where are you going?
I've also done the reverse of that, where if I'm walking and I notice there's a car following me, I will turn around if I know I'm not leaving. Like if I'm just going to get something
and
from
say
my car,
like, oh, so yeah,
sorry, not leaving.
You got
not
it.
leaving. You got it. It's a conscientious
That's
thing to
common
do.
decency.
And that's actually a good thing to bring up because what's about to happen is the opposite.
Oh, it
of that.
flies in the face of all that is good and right in this world.
Guy backs up. I'm about to pull in, and out of nowhere, a Cybertruck swoops in.
Oh.
I thought for a second we were getting passed by a Cybertruck.
Yeah,
it's that guy.
It was a Tahoe, everyone. It was a Tahoe.
But Cybertruck swoops in.
A Tahoe just
It just cut us off.
it just cut us off and then just slammed on the brakes.
You will be able to see in the video how close they were.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh wait, is there a video recording?
I hope so.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh wait, it just cut.
Oh, they were.
It just cut. Oh wow! If you're hearing that, that's not us skidding out on the road. We are now suddenly cutting to us in the green room, and the reason for that is, oh god.
Oh fuck!
The reason.
We dropped the recorder. Is it still recording?
No, it's still recording. Jesus Christ, we're a mess. The reason for that is our recorder ran out of battery, and we did not have any extra batteries in the car.
That's the magic of the road.
That is the magic of the road when
Now,
you're recording an impromptu podcast.
Now we don't necessarily know when it cut out.
We know when the audio cut out.
That's true. You were
Ironically,
telling
our video battery also ran out.
That's right.
We're recording this now on an iPhone, and we're coming to you live from the green room
of the Lensic Performing Arts Center
Correct,
here in
yes.
beautiful Santa Fe, New Mexico.
We just finished the Ghost Files live show for Santa Fe. It was awesome.
What a crowd! What a town!
Thank you guys for coming out. If you're listening to this later,
It always feels so. I feel so disappointed in myself when a child comes up to the microphone
Yes.
at one of these shows. Because we
Yeah.
showed the season premiere of season 3.
Yes.
And it's such a vulgar, disgusting episode
That's true.
to know that children are... But,
she came up to ask a question, and she was so cute, and I was thinking the same thing.
yeah.
Shane says one of the nastiest things I've ever heard.
You
him say.
you don't say nasty stuff.
Dude, this one was so much more viscerally nasty than anything I've said. Honestly,
Your Eeyore comment is...
it got a laugh out of you.
It's funny.
You got a laugh out of you. But no, this is actually, and I know this is abrupt because you were just in the middle of hearing me talk about this guy and his Cybertruck. I promise I'll finish that story.
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't I just finish that really quick?
Finish the
And
story.
then we'll get into.
We got to know what happened.
So this guy, I mean, it's pretty clear. I waited for 5 to 10 minutes to pull into this.
5 to 10 minutes?
It was a long time.
Okay.
It was long enough that I listened to 2 songs.
Well, now, speaking of parking lot etiquette, here's another thing I do.
Okay.
Here's another thing I do.
Okay.
If I see
Is this
someone...
you trying to make up for the fact that you do bad park jobs?
Shut up about that.
What?
I ought to knock your teeth out. We got to the... Now, we
Turn into Wing from Kung Pao.
No, this is the other thing I do. If I notice someone is clocking me going to my car and
Yeah.
I get in, I pull out right away.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting in
This is
there
about a car, right?
pulling my pud, you know.
You get in, you pull out right away.
Come on, man. I get in there, I start the car, get out of that parking lot.
You
know when someone clearly they see you,
here's the thing.
and look, I guess live your life. I'm not
I agree
mad,
with you.
but
If
just
you know
make the
people
world
are
a little
waiting
better.
for your spot, or you know it's a busy parking lot, one of my big pet peeves. A lot of my pet peeves actually revolve around a car. Honestly, I don't like when people don't.
Around car.
Well, because I don't like when people don't signal when they're going to turn,
That's the worst thing
which
you
is
can...
also dangerous. By
Of
the way.
course it is.
And
Changing lanes, signal. Turning, signal. How fucking hard I'm sorry,
Yeah, but I will say that when somebody knows they're in a busy parking lot and they get in their car and they start browsing the web on their phone,
What?
it's crazy to me because then someone's just waiting there forever.
In the parking lot.
Because this is what you're talking about, right? When they
Yeah.
get in the
I thought you
car-
meuld browsing the web while they're driving,
not
which
when
I'm
they're
sure
driving.
people also
No,
do.
they get in their car that's parked.
Yeah.
They just walked in after you returning to their vehicle, and then they know people are waiting for them, and they just sit there and they're just on their phone. And I'm just like, is this person leaving?
There's an old...
I don't even know.
There's an old... that does happen.
We sound a million years old.
Well, there's an old David Foster Wallace, I think it's an essay called This is Water,
Yeah.
where he talks about how when fish are in water, they don't know they're in water, and it's good to remind yourself every now and then that the world is going on around you. But I think at some point in that essay, he talks about extending the benefit of the doubt to other people
Yeah.
just to make your worldview a little bit better. If you see someone driving erratically and they cut you off and turn or something, the best thing you can do for yourself is to kind of tell yourself maybe they're rushing to the hospital because they just found out and
Look,
it's a bit of a stretch to do that every time. I think you're allowed to be fuck that person.
So here's the thing. I noticed this about myself recently,
what
and I'm
is
going
that?
to cop up to it, and I think this is on me.
Yeah.
In a way, what I just said
No, what are you about to reveal?
is that when I get into, let's reverse the roles. I'm
Yeah.
getting into my car. Someone's waiting for my spot.
Yeah.
I so quickly put my seatbelt on, type in my destination.
Me too.
If I'm going to somewhere but to an alarming level. If I'm with my wife and
It's
she's
tactical.
and she's like, settle that. I get so anxious. I spin out. She can't.
That's why
talk
she's
to me
not
in that
allowed to
moment.
talk to you in the car, right?
Not after the first 5 minutes. Not before the first 5 minutes of it. I get so anxious. And the same thing on planes. I saw this comedian. He had a bit about where if you're on a plane, he doesn't like when people take forever to take their baggage off the overhead bin.
Sure.
So when I do that, and it's because when he's doing that, he's so scared that if he takes too long, someone's going to punch him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
I have those same crazy thoughts. And I realize my distaste for when someone does it, the anxiety comes from, it's couched in judgment in a weird way.
Sure.
At the core of the anxiety is also an element of judgment. I'm judging these people.
Yeah.
And that's why, because I don't want it done to me,
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a bad thing. I just want to own that. I'm just going to own that.
I feel when it's a person who's in a checkout lane, a self-checkout, and they're just taking a really long time.
Yeah.
In those instances, I can tell myself I pride myself on how quickly I move through those things.
Yes.
Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they are just like in a funk. And I can forgive people for that. The thing that I can't really do is when I'm like in a line for something and someone gets up to the register and they're like, and they've got like a bunch of questions and are just like, and I'm like, this is not how society works, you know?
You know,
I sound too judgmental here, but
what I will say though that you have these conversations in your head because I've spent a long amount of time.
you spend a lot of time in your head.
No, a large amount of time around you.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and I feel like these conversations that you have in your head are like a second. They
Yeah.
feel, they feel
yeah.
quick. Whereas mine, you know this about me. I sometimes have these conversations and I don't know. I guess my face just has no emotion. I just stare forward. And if someone happens to be in my gaze, they're just like,
You
this
don't pay
guy's-
attention to 70% of the things people say.
just like a conversation in my head, just multiple voices like yelling or talking to me.
Gollum and Schmeagol.
Gollum and Schmeagol.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Cybertruck.
Let's get to that story.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I've waited my turn. I'm pulling in leisurely, I might add, because I'm not thinking there's any danger. And out of fucking nowhere, this Cybertruck just fucking cuts me off, goes straight into the spot, and I know I thought about this since.
They saw you.
I know I've thought about it since because I've told you this story before, and I was like, I can't wait to say this on the pod. And I now realize he definitely saw me.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because he jetted in there real quick.
Yeah, because he probably would have gone at a
normal
rate, but he was like, gotta
like,
snag this one.
Fucking gone in 60 seconds. And I was fuming and I was like, I'm going to give this guy a piece of my mind. And so I rolled my window down and I was like, excuse me. I actually was waiting for that spot.
Yeah,
I let him have it. And I thought
You let him have it.
Yeah, and
Excuse me. I was actually waiting for that spot.
I might as well have had glasses with tape in the middle of the fucking brim or in the bridge. And he looked at me and went, "Oh, didn't see you." And he turned around and walked into the restaurant.
This is,
and
these people are living good lives, just not caring about other human beings.
And I was just like, I guess that's my first experience with a Cybertruck driver.
Yeah.
And I
My
couldn't
first
believe
experience with a Cybertruck driver was seeing a Cybertruck parked in our neighborhood, not only in a red zone,
One more thing on that.
but also parked fully over a crosswalk.
But one more thing on that.
Yeah.
Because when I told you this story before, I thought like, okay, even if he didn't see me, which I believed, I was like, if that was me, I would have been like, oh shit, I didn't see you. My bad. I'll get back in the car. You could have the spot.
Right.
That's what I would do.
Sure.
Now I realize he definitely did see me. He lied to my face.
He lied to your face. He's probably not the first one to do it.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's life.
What were you talking about with the Cybertruck park?
I just saw one parked over a crosswalk.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. I want to throw a shot put at every single one I see.
I guess it'll bounce off, right?
No, it won't. It'll break it, right? That's how it works. That's how it worked.
Oh, another thing and actually, this just happened to me. I got a gripe to pick, and maybe this isn't the time to pick this bone, but it's on my mind.
Hey, it's Pod Watcher.
We're at the Lensic right now.
We're at the Lensic Performing Arts Center.
Beautiful theater, by the way.
All bets are off.
Beautiful
No
theater.
rules, just right.
I am
Santa
going to
Fe.
say something about the theater really quick, though.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's the bathroom. This happens in so many bathrooms.
What about
I
it?
get a little gross.
I heard you. I heard you in the bathroom.
I'm
made a noise. Did you go, ah?
I did.
Did the toilet seat fall down mid-pee?
No.
Oh, okay. You ever get that?
This is something that
Very scary.
only are you okay. Are you when you wipe?
What are you about to say?
When you wipe,
What are we doing here?
when you wipe, do you do it while you're sitting or do you stand up?
When I'm sitting.
Okay, so I don't do that because you have to do like an ab exercise and lift your cheek up like this and
Sure.
then put your hand under. You put your hand in the toilet bowl. It's gross to me. Anyways, this has a point. For people who stand up and wipe like me, every time I do this at a sensitive toilet, when you stand up, it thinks, oh, time
You're
to
done.
flush.
Oh, a motion sensor toilet.
Exactly.
You called it a sensitive toilet?
A very sensitive motion sensor toilet.
Okay.
And when that happens, these like high
The particles.
toilets,
The particles.
they splash out. And
So did you just...
And so what happens?
You got covered in shit? Before the show?
What happens to people who are stand wipers is often these toilets will get you while you're vulnerable wiping.
So why
and
don't
then
you...
it just like splashes the back of your thighs.
Well, but here's the thing.
And I have a bone to pick with it.
I pride
that's not the Lensic's fault. This happens all the time.
I pride myself
Okay.
on my ability to recognize minor inconveniences in my life
Yeah.
and implement systems that combat them for like
Wholesale.
immediately and forever.
Okay.
So if that is a problem that you have,
Yeah.
there is a solution, which is,
Sit and wipe.
well, sure, but also if you want to continue to stand, reach back, hit the manual button so that it flushes.
But then it's flushing while I'm sitting on the toilet and it's splashing my bum.
They really don't do that.
There are certain toilets that flush with such ferocity that like, even if
They really don't. I don't know what you're talking about,
it
man.
happens, trust me, it happens all the time. Go into that
Chime
toilet.
off in the comments
Shane,
on this one,
don't make me
folks.
take this camera into that bathroom. I will show you. Right?
Let's go check it out.
You want to do this? You want to do
Yeah,
this?
I'd love to.
Oh my God.
I mean, what are we here for?
Okay, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Matt looks so disappointed right now. Let's go into this toilet and I'll show you how.
I'd like to see it.
This is unbelievable.
This way. Okay. Is this room? This room?
rolling, right? This is fucking rolling? Is it?
Yeah.
rolling? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's this room?
Yes. Now, observe.
What's that? So, it's,
Okay. Hold on. Hey, just stay right
I'll keep it away from there.
Just stay right. Hold this microphone.
Okay.
And hold these headphones. Put these here. Watch this.
Okay, Ryan is flushing the toilet.
Note the dryness of this bowl.
Right.
Note the dryness.
Okay.
Put some stuff in here. Just
What are you doing? Okay.
particles. Watch how intense this is.
I'm really not.
Particles on the toilet now. See the drops of water? They're there.
I guess I'm not seeing much.
No, look, literally look. You can see them.
I mean, I see little hairs.
No, there are drops of water. Look on the toilet.
This is the most. That is my phone, by the way. Can we maybe keep it a little further?
Hey, if you're not concerned about the drops coming,
I'm honestly not.
But drops did come out.
But this is just like, what are you doing with your life? You know?
I'm just saying.
Here, take the microphone.
Hold on, let's go back into the room.
That's the mic that I've spoken into for 45 episodes.
I've got some hand sanitizer.
It was far away.
Are you concerned about it just being in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you a germ guy?
I guess.
Okay, we're back. Do you saw the drops though? They were actual drops on there. You could put you could go in there and literally look at them. Like if you put toilet paper on them, it'll get the toilet paper wet.
I mean, you just got to be better at living. I don't know what to tell you. You know.
I guess now I'm just realizing that just splashes your ass every time you flush a toilet.
Maybe.
Oh no, but you stand up and then the toilet flushes and you're free.
I don't stand up.
No, after you're done wiping,
Right, you're free. Then you're free.
you get up, you're putting your pants on, and now it's flushing automatically.
Yeah,
That's
or if you're
it's
doing
meant to do that.
By the way, what's a courtesy flush?
It's after you've taken a huge dump and
Is
there's
it
still some left.
is it to
It's to flush twice.
so that's to rid the smell.
Yeah, or if there's residue.
Okay. I see.
Yes.
Or is the courtesy flush cuz I feel like some people do it to
Just rid the smell.
to override the noise. And I think that's
Oh no, I think the courtesy
ludicrous.
flush is for if you want to get rid of a particularly potent deuce.
yeah, well, you just okay. Well,
too.
we've
You let people that you know you're in.
I've been in a
it
bathroom
was a
before
double
where
flush.
people are clearly flushing to cover up the noise of their situation, and I think that's very irresponsible.
I'm just saying that it just happens to me often where I'm in the most vulnerable state wiping and it just happens and it splashes me in the back of my thighs.
I can't believe we've ended up
And
here.
so sometimes I will.
You got us to walk into a bathroom.
Sometimes I.
What does it say about the courtesy flush? We got Maddie on the research.
What does it say?
Let's see. Courtesy flush. This is the most agreed upon definition on Urban Dictionary. A flush in the middle of a toilet sitting processed in order to reduce the aroma, usually performed on a foreign throne as a
Foreign throne.
not your home throne.
I see.
As a courtesy to the owner of said throne. In other words, to be polite and not stink up the host's
Yeah. So it's a double
crapper.
flush.
In the middle of to as soon as it hits, you just send it away.
It ends up being in the aggregate a double flush.
Right. Or depending how long you're, right.
This could be.
Well, look, I just don't think, there was a time in my life where I was also big on like, okay, I got to make a little toilet paper seat,
I do that every time.
Not anymore. I think I gave that up when I was like 22 or something. I was I'm feeling 22.
We'll move on, but chime off in the comments for all you.
I'm gonna get my bare ass out there and just.
For you stand wipers.
The ass is
something that happens to you.
The ass is one of the most resilient, like germ-proof parts of the body. It's.
Are you just saying that?
It's fat for a reason, and I say that with a pH because you're like. It's nothing's.
Matt's eyes have never looked more dead than they look.
I'm like, what are you worried about? Are you putting your hand like down there and rubbing your bare ass after? Like the germs are contained. Anything that gets back there is going to be fine. Go take a shower at the end of the day or the next morning, whenever.
And I will say, I've tried to learn how to become a sit wiper just because of this issue.
Yeah,
and it never can. So sometimes I'll actually waddle away from the toilet.
What are you doing, man? I don't understand your life.
I'll waddle away from the toilet to the wipe so that the automatic flush doesn't splash me, and then I'll waddle back.
I feel like we've had a pretty good run of not talking about shit on this podcast, and it's really unfortunate. Yeah, that the one episode where we're like, and we're going to do an episode when we're on the road, and it's just been 20 minutes of Ryan talking about how he can't wipe his ass.
There are people out there that are going to be like, finally, someone's talking about this.
Maybe.
Because those automatic toilets are not made for stand
What do you do
wiping.
at home?
Well, it's not an automatic toilet.
Would you prefer...
So when you stand up at home and there's no automatic toilet,
so do you...
It doesn't splash you.
Sure. Do you like when you go to like a music festival and they've just got like the hole?
I prefer that. I prefer it over an automatic flusher that's going to splash me.
Do you look into the hole?
No, I never look in the hole. You never look in the hole.
I look into the hole.
That's crazy, dude. You're fucking demented, man.
Well, I just like...
You're looking into a hot Coachella porta potties hole.
I've never been to Coachella. I would never do that, but...
I mean, it's any music festival. I know you've been to other ones. It's
so
they're
scary.
all the same. People at music festivals
The thought of the
forget how to
hole.
behave.
The thought of the hole is so scary. It is.
A tale as old as time.
I look into it just to... I mean, it's all human, you know? It's...
Sure it is.
Like, you tell me I could pay to see this?
Matt just said, you're telling me you could pay to see this at Ghost Files Live? He's right. You can. And I bet you if we were saying this on stage, there'd be a bunch of people being like, standing up in support of justice for stand wipers. Stop splashing us.
We'll never talk about this on stage. Don't get this in your head that, this would be a fun thing to see what the audience claps
this
to.
This is for the Pod Watcher fandom. This is an exclusive. This is what you tune in for. You know?
Yeah.
Speaking of the show, let's talk about the show.
It was a lot of fun.
It was great. We've never actually recorded a podcast or recorded any kind of media whatsoever after a show.
I mean, we did Food Files, which was
before.
Okay, you're right. It was before a show.
No, there's a difference before you go on stage and a difference after.
That's true.
Because you come off stage. Honestly, I come off stage and I'm very I'm amped up because it's exciting to see all of you guys.
Should we record another one of these in the next leg, Matt? Was that the plan?
I think so.
In the next leg.
It was not the plan, but I think
Yeah, we're going to be back in Los Angeles for the better part of a week, and then we're going to be hitting the second leg of the tour, which is the beefy one.
That's the beefy boy.
Tell them to chime off if they want that.
Oh, yeah. Let us know, because this is going to be coming out before then. So if you want to know, like a proper road episode where we're out there the whole time, because we got some much longer drives ahead of us. It's going to be very fun.
That'll be better. We could perfect our setup.
Absolutely.
This was very impromptu. We thought it'd be fun.
Let's bank like 5 of them. Huh? What do you think of that?
Yeah, Matt's like, cool.
I want to know what else Ryan has to say about toilets.
That's all
and
I have to
his
say about
ass.
toilets. I think we've had more than enough ass talk.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I thought that was pretty refined as far as ass talk goes.
I guess.
But no, it was. Thank you to everybody who came out to Santa Fe.
Ryan, this was your first show on coffee.
Oh, you're right. That's right. That'll be
How did it
especially
feel?
pertinent to Pod Watcher listeners and watchers. It was crazy because as you know, on this show, we experimented with me and caffeine. I now drink coffee occasionally, like before a shoot or if I need to suddenly be awake. And we've been traveling for a couple days straight now and not getting a lot of sleep. So I had a coffee before this show just to try it out. It was fine. I was very nervous because we had Mexican food before, and I thought I might have to go use the facilities mid-show. I just said we weren't going to talk about toilets anymore, but I was nervous about that, and it wasn't a problem.
You know what was funny too is I told Ryan before the show, I was like, you should tell the audience that you just had coffee.
And we did.
And you might have to excuse yourself. And he was like, I can't do that. I was like, no, go on, do it. And then he did at the top of the show. And then I was like, that's disgusting.
I know. You set me up. And
I just threw you under the bus.
It was meant to like.
I saw the look of betrayal in your eyes.
I was like, "Fuck you, dude." This guy literally told me to say that. It was one of the first things I said when we sat on stage, which now in retrospect is weird. Like they came to see Ghost Files live, and I'm like, "Hey, this is my first time on coffee. I might shit myself." and obviously that was met with a lukewarm response at best. Which everyone in Santa Fe, not your fault. And I did look at Shane like, how could you?
Yeah.
You really fucking railroaded
There's a look
me,
of
dude.
Genuine betrayal in your eyes.
You railroaded my ass.
Yeah. That's fun. That's great.
It's unbelievable.
That's funny.
And I couldn't even be like, you told me to say that.
Yeah.
Because it would be like, then we'd be squabbling over something that makes no sense to anybody without the context, which I guess is a lot of the show.
From here, we're headed to beautiful Phoenix tomorrow.
I'm stoked.
Me too.
It's going to be nice and warm. I might wear a short sleeve shirt on stage.
I really wanted to try and buy a hat here in Santa Fe, but all the hat shops closed at 5 p.m.
It's a beautiful city, though. I'd like to come back here.
Yeah, we might. It's currently nearly... Wait, is my watch correct? Is it almost 11?
It's 10:45, 10:04, almost 10:45.
We were like, maybe we'll walk around Santa Fe
I'm
for
still down to go grab a drink.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just to see what it's like.
Shane's like, I need to go to bed.
It's
Saturday night, man.
I set this up top, though, because my flight got delayed on the way here.
Yeah.
I got into Denver at like 4 a.m.
Fair.
It was 3 a.m. when I got in, got my luggage. The Denver airport is so far from Denver. It's like a half-hour drive. I got to the hotel. I slept at like 4:30 p.m. And then I was like, 4:30 a.m. is when I finally got to sleep. And then the next 2 nights, I was like, okay, I can catch up on sleep. And then I could not sleep. And then I realized it's because of the elevation. That happened to me the last time in Denver. I got the elevation crazies.
The first 2 nights we were in Salt Lake City most recently, and then before that we were in Denver. And we were so tired just because of all the sleep issues that after each show, we were like, let's just go straight to bed, get a good night's sleep for the next show. So we didn't go out. Matt actually went to a dueling piano bar.
He did.
And he sent us a text at 1 a.m. and I did.
It looked good.
I tried to go to sleep at like 11.
Considering how little I slept, I was like, well, I should have gone to the piano bar.
Exactly, because I rolled around in bed until 1
Me
a.m.
too.
to see
I
his
rolled around
text
in bed
live.
until like 5 a.m.
Oh my God. And that's why tonight I was like, you know what? Santa Fe looks like a fun city. Probably some fun live music. I'm going to go out tonight and at least have a drink and see some live music because I don't want to go in bed and not fall asleep because I'm so like just jacked off.
And you're so what?
I meant jacked off the show. Energy wise.
You folks got to come see Ghost Files live. We really put on a show for you.
Ryan had coffee for the first time, and why are you unzipping your pants? Come to Ghost Files Live, where you could see me hold an iPhone up to a toilet seat.
Yeah.
No, that's just for the pod watcher folks.
Do we have anything else to cover here?
No, I think
when is this going up? Is Ghost Files up on Watcher TV yet?
we're recording this September
13th is the day.
September 13th. Ghost Files, the first episode, the episode that we just showed at the show tonight.
It's really good.
Is fantastic. I don't normally like saying any compliment about anything I have anything to do with.
This is the episode we genuinely think people will perhaps accuse us of falsifying evidence,
because there's so much that happens in this episode. It's packed. It's one of the scariest episodes we've ever done. But it should be up now on Watcher TV September 13th, and then coming to YouTube on October 11th is when the season starts there. So for all you Watcher TV folks, let us know what you think. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I'm happy with the whole season, honestly.
It's a fun one. We've been showing it to the crowds the past few nights. They've been loving it. And
then if you come out to Ghost Files Live for the next leg, by the time you hear this, we're going to be showing an episode from the UK.
The
which
UK?
will be much later in the season, because we did 3 episodes in the UK.
Which one are we showing?
Well, you don't want to give it away completely, do you?
Bleep
that out.
What does it matter?
Well, I don't know.
Well, they know the locations.
Yeah, but it's like a nice surprise, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
It's a good episode. And then actually, the show that got rescheduled in Los Angeles to November 1st, if you go to that one, you'll see the finale.
The grand finale, which has...
of the season, which is awesome.
It's very good. It's I don't want to spoil too much about it, but it has some new elements that
I'm very pleased with.
Yes.
It was definitely one of the most fun nights of ghost hunting I've ever
absolutely
had, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, you could make an argument the most fun.
It's pretty great.
Even though I injured myself in the episode.
I want to I can't wait to talk about just everything about the behind the scenes of that episode because
so good.
It was an experience.
So much fun. I hope we haven't seen the final cut of it right now, but the experience, I'm confident that's going to be a real fun episode.
Yeah.
But I guess that does it for this episode.
That is going to do it for this episode of Pod Watcher on the road.
That's right.
And as we said, chime off in the comments if you want to get us to record a couple episodes while we're out on the next leg out there.
Not a couple.
Sorry,
Matt's saying one.
Sorry, one.
It's a
one
long
episode.
Leg. We're doing, I think,
we're going to be exhausted.
Almost like 11 shows straight.
It's going to be crazy. I think there's one night of downtime after Toronto.
I'm honestly looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be great. We enjoy doing this. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you haven't, go on subscribe. Go on, give us 5 stars if you like the show.
That's right.
And I guess we'll see you next time, huh?
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Signing off in Santa Fe.
Adios.